Hello. Are we live? I think so. Yep. Okay. YouTube just took a second. Let me just share this quick, as we usually do. We're finishing up fixing the crashes from yesterday. Give me a second. I really need a streaming thing people can click on. But anyway, right, let's close this. Bring up the chat. This is Visual Studios. We might end up going to Linux today, so we are close to getting everything fixed, but not quite. We are missing jolts. Shapes are being destructed, and they are not referenced. They're not reference counted properly or whatever. So that is the only crash left, as I was able to work on most of them off stream. So yeah, we are good. Changes to live chat. And we are good. Right. Hopefully everyone's having a good day. I don't have a massive breakthrough like I did yesterday. So this is where we're up to. It's pretty straightforward. If you were here yesterday, you'd be very familiar with this. Things crashing on close. We are very close. It's just the reference counter, I think, which I believe should be 0 at this point. And that is not 0. And I believe there is some kind of reference counted stuff. Let me just turn that down a little bit. Sorry, I need to generate the shapes from the settings, I believe. So obviously these are all just, you know, regular objects put on the stack, which will be deleted once the destructor runs for this class. Now, if I look at the Hello World program, instead of actually getting the shape itself, it kind of seems to create the shape. So I'm likely not. I might be doing this backwards, where I'm creating the setting shape first, second, and the shape first. But it might be the other way around, where I create the shape second. So, and then I have like a reference counted object that gets deleted once you delete the shape setting thing. This thing. As of right now, this is not correct. And this is important to get right, because the problem, if I add or remove different shapes from, let's just say I want to add things in bulk because I'm loading a level, and I want to remove things while loading, it'll just crash. So we've got to kind of fix that, and then pretty much clean up some of the next thing I want to do is just clean up this code. There's a lot of duplicated code in here, which can be simplified if I just get everything working to close properly, and then we can go to Linux, which might mean I end up reopening the stream on Linux. It's impossible to do in one go. I don't know how that's going to work, because I haven't tested this streaming software in Linux. Well, I've got OBS installed, but that's about it. So it might be a short stream in the sense that I get this working, find that I can't get it working on Linux, and then that's it. The streaming software, that is. So yeah, there's a lot of duplicated stuff in here. Like this is just like duplicated twice. I figured out most of the problems when it comes to deleting, starting and deleting stuff. I shouldn't be trying to destroy textures that are created, because these all get added to the bindless queue and then they get removed. So yeah, that's basically what I was struggling with yesterday. So there's a bunch of bindless textures that get added, and then yeah, the index gets stored. And even if I don't delete them, they get deleted anyway in the frame once the frame starts running. So it's a bit of a pointless thing. So yeah, this is a bunch of duplicated code. I want to like put this in a function and see if I can componentize this. Make functions so I don't have to edit two different files if I want to edit, like, I don't know, the node the node traversal stuff for the scale, for example, or something like that. That's in currently two different places with the same code. So that's just grown organically, so we can cut that back. And yeah, so that's what we're doing. We shall see how fast we end up doing stuff. But yeah, I think it's literally just the way I've built up the scene. Sorry, the objects, which are here in the... No, they're not actually in the scene. Yes, so it's the way I build up these objects, and I'm kind of trying to reverse engineer what I need to do. That's what it feels like anyway. It's not quite accurate, but because I don't really know how to set the object setting yet. Like, that's the body, but how do I set the actual radius of the sphere? And then get like the thing out that I want afterwards, which I think is the idea. I think, because if I look at my thing, I pretty much don't use the shape afterwards. I just say get shape because it's kind of super generic. But on creation, we have two different shape objects here. Oh, hang on. This might be the issue. Maybe. I'm not actually using those shapes at all. And the value is 2, so maybe those 2 don't get reference counted. No. Value 2. Okay, so yeah, that's effectively what I'm trying to do. Hello, hope you're having a good day. How's it going? Yeah, not bad. We're just almost finished with the crash on closes when it comes to this application. And then I'm going to do a bit more refactoring, and then I'm going to move to Linux to see how things go, depending on how long I stream today. There was no major breakthroughs while I was away, so we're just going to be chugging along. So for right now, I have a reference counting thing. Basically, this assert tells me that, yeah, you haven't got everything deleted from the scene. I don't know what this embedded value means, but or if it looks like junk, but it might not be. So yeah, I'm just trying to get this assert to pass, and it looks like in the Hello World program that it does things differently than I was doing them. I don't exactly understand how we set the radius of the shape of the sphere if I want to set the body. Yeah, so there's the body settings. We have a reference C shape result. See, I don't quite get the pattern here. Set embedded. Reference count objects on the stack should be marked to prevent it from being freed. A ref count object on the stack should be... Okay. Maybe that's it. Maybe I just need to set the embed. I don't exactly... Why is it called embed though? Marks this class as embedded. Okay, that might be it. I think. That could be what we need to do. For the two shape objects that are used. Because they are on the stack. How are you doing, by the way? Are you still studying C++? I don't think I asked. Sphere. Shape. Excuse me. Set embedded. And this is the build scene. It's not initialized. This should be initialized, so I'll move it. And because it should be the first thing that we do. Or the last thing of the first things that we do. Don't exactly know if that's going to help. Nice. What are you studying, by the way? Going good. Now the value's huge. These are not the same. Hello, BMQ. How you doing? Hello, Governor. I hope your day's going well. We're just debugging stuff crash on close. So my engine is opening and closing immediately so I can debug this faster. Ah, functions. There's quite a lot of knowledge when it comes to functions. It's deeper than you think. I don't know how new you are to C++, but if it is, that's just to hopefully give you some idea and some comfort if it is a tough one. Back at it, huh? Yeah, we're back at it again. I don't think for the past 2.5 weeks I've stopped. I don't think I've missed a day streaming, which is not going to be the norm, I don't think. I think there will be some breaks when I have to do other things or visit family and things like that. But yeah, so far so good. Crash on close. Why? So set embedded, set everything to a silly value. And yes, straw. Yeah, Stru's drop does a good job explaining stuff. Fantastic. Okay, see you, dude. Have a good phone call, I guess. And the rest of the day, if I don't see you again. What should these be? Okay, so set embedded clearly doesn't do what I think it did. Get reference count, add reference. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, so let's do the simplest solution then. These don't necessarily need to be on the stack here, I don't think. I think I can actually take them out. And when I'm building the scenes, I think they're only used in one function. Well, they can be anyway. So sphere shape, set embed. Let's just see how that works. If it's the same result. Because we actually get the shape in a different way. Through the setting body interface. No. Is that value just junk? No, it seems to be the same value. Shape setting. Access runtime will convert shape setting. Will convert from shape setting if needed. Okay. Right, okay, so shape setting. Set shape setting. What is this class? Body shape setting. And then it's body shape setting and then shape setting. Okay, so let's try and construct it differently then. I'll try and avoid using this sphere class if I can. Oh, 100%. That's a really good smart move. I mean, when I started programming, I skipped a lot of that. Yeah, it was... Well, that's not true. I was quite good, but I forgot stuff over time because I didn't take good notes and stuff like that. So let's have a look at JPH, okay. Body shape settings and what are we working with? Okay, so that's body shape settings. Okay. So if I can, I'm going to try and get around this and set it up with the shape settings. So JPH shape, because it might not be we might be using the wrong thing in my shape settings. So test 1 for now. What does this need, isn't it? Constructor. The problem is I don't exactly know how to do this. Okay, so let's go to the Hello World program, see what it's doing. So you have box shape settings. We have shape settings from the box shape setting. Oh, I see. This is just a generic base class. So jolt. Sorry. So we need this sphere. I'm assuming this is a sphere shape settings. Sphere. Yes. Okay, so that's actually really useful. And you need what? I was not taking notes back then, missed a lot of stuff, even though I thought yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's such an overlooked thing, for sure. So yeah, okay, so we just set the radius. And the radius was 1.5f, and yeah, I think we can avoid the shape thing altogether. Let's do 8, because I think that was correct. And the static... oh, wrong way around. Not that it matters at all, but... this is... set... shape setting. Cool. So... just this part. Yeah, it's just... keep stick at... no matter what anyone says, online, especially about AI, just stick at it. Yeah, ignore all that noise. It's worth it if you keep getting better. It's like making my own book and keep adding new stuff. Yeah, exactly. The thing is, with solid notes, you can take that to, you know, anywhere you go in life, and refer to it yourself and not be personalized to you. It's a really smart idea to make notes. That's why I have the Obsidian thing, which I review pretty much every day. Dang. Okay, so let's try this embedded thing. Exactly, you can look at it anytime. And it's really useful. Doesn't matter if it's basic. You know, oh, I forgot to do that. No problem. You just whip out the book. So then we... oh, okay, so it is set embedded. Right, so I'll try and set embedded for these two. Set embedded. It's also possible that the destruction of these things needs to be unique for each type, which I might try as well. Because we have 4 shapes, so yeah, let's try. So 1 1. I know it seems stupid, but I'm gonna comment out this embedded stuff for a minute. Names will be renamed. Oops. Do something that makes way more sense. In a minute, let's go to this and see how that handles things. Because now there's a different shape for different objects. Nope. And it is what? 4? 1? 1? Value 1. Interesting. Okay, that's really strange. Excuse me. Okay. Might get a drink in a second if that continues. Right, so we have there we go, and see what that does. No, still. And we get this junk value when we do that set embedded, which I don't understand. Right. We have multiple different objects that all delete at different times. I wonder if it's the set body creation. I'm just making a mistake. Box setting. But do we do the same for this? Okay, there's sphere. Sphere shape. In a box? What? I thought I can make notes on paper, but then realized, yeah. You keep adding information. Then I decide to write on my laptop. Yeah, it's I found that it just takes too long, and you can't really copy and paste code very well. From like a project like this, for example, I can't be like, okay, so I type this out, copy and paste into something. Maybe it's good for other disciplines, but coding I think really benefits typing up notes on a computer. Okay, let's just see if this works again. I just want to make sure. I know it does, but I just want to make sure this works. Okay, so everything works. And on destruction, it just unregisters types and excuse me. Now I'm trying to think exactly what we need to do here to replicate what the settings are. We have this and what is this used for? This is just used to set embedded. I'll try and follow this pattern perhaps. We don't expect any errors here. Okay. Right, that's, yeah, either one. That sounds fine as well. But yeah, anything to, yeah, like I said, computer support, that better than dealing with laptops, dealing with Notepad and all that kind of stuff. It might be useful for like other things, don't get me wrong, but okay, so the pattern is share, then we set embedded, then the setting shape. shape result. Then this, oh, I didn't check. This gets passed into the body settings as a shape ref. Okay, I'll try that then. So we are missing sending this to a... It seems awfully convoluted for just something. For reference countedness. On destruction as well. Create. Okay, then that creates a shape setting result. And we'll put JPH behind that. And call it something else, like sphere shape result 1 for a minute. I want to put this all in vectors as well. We'll eventually put this all in arrays and kind of build a bit more, something that makes a bit more sense to editing. And then we get the shape ref C. Shape ref C sphere shape ref equals result 1 dot get. Then this gets passed into this as set shape, I think. Oh. Set. We could construct this, but that means we'd have to move the shape settings all in one place. And that wouldn't work for another function that we have. Okay, so body settings. Oh, that's a good point. We could check this. What's the constructor doing? Oh, body settings. That's actually. What? Const. Oh, it's a const reference. Okay, fair enough. And we send this in as part of, I assume, shape pointer. I assume this line. Oh, it's a shape setting. I think I added the. If we go over to my code, and we look at that set. Yeah, set shape, because it's a reference counted object. Okay. Right, so that's the pattern. I don't expect any errors here, but okay, so it has errors. There might be an error here. I'm gonna name this to 22 for a minute. And then we're just gonna duplicate the work we just did. Why? So we copy this as close as we can. Right, okay, so duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. Again, this will be all cleaned up after. 1, 1, 1, 2. Might be able to reuse some variables, but I can't actually verify if I can do any of that. Assuming I've got to do it in the dumbest way possible before I even begin to start shaving off code. Let's go with the 2s. Separate this out so I don't make a mistake. That's 11 to sure. All right. Reference count 1. You just need to be this. 11. And then you just need to be just regular 2. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. We might just get the same issue with this, but at least we're not passing. Because what I think that might have been is we passing in a reference, so it kind of gets reference counted within this object. Don't know. So now we've got a constant reference. Okay, so that actually was correct. So that means we've closed successfully, which is good. So that is the pattern that I need to follow officially. Let's bring back our main loop on comments, and that should be the same. We'll see. If we move back and see the collision geometry not behaving, then okay. So we are rendering. Do the objects still exist? No. Okay. Right. So for some reason. Oh, hang on. Let me just check. I think if I go inside the rocks and I see yellow. Oh no, they're much smaller. I must have made them too small. That's basically the only issue. So the collision geometry is too small. I can't exactly remember what I did, what the number was. But let's have a look. Okay, so I think it's a bit small again. 13. And yeah, that's more or less it. I think that's exactly it. So let's just look. Yep. It's still behaving properly. You're behaving properly. Okay, let's try and make this less insane looking. Now there is a question. If I comment this, what does it break? Does it need to be set embedded? I don't know. So the collision detection works. Yeah, okay. So oh, that's true. I should close it. Because that could be an error for something else before I change anything. Yes, okay, great. Freed allocation. And this is in unfreed dedicated allocation found. Okay, that's to do with textures. Now, there's a lot of stuff that I've deleted in here. So the first thing we can bring back is the textures and just see if that makes a difference. Right. And let's do with VMA. I think, yeah, maybe I should be deleting textures. But that's easy to fix because it's pretty much the only thing I've changed in different classes, so we can do that. And we should be all good. Yo, Nox Matix, sorry, Nox Matix. How you doing, dude? Hope you're having a great day, whatever you're up to. So we just debug on close. We're still debugging on close issues. We're in a slightly different state. So I thought I had it, but I didn't. I didn't quite get there, which is fine. That's just part of the process of debugging. So a lot of the stuff I did was delete a load of texture stuff. So yeah, let's go to this. This didn't do anything at all. Right, that was the thing I deleted here. No. Oh yeah, that was true. I used that. Where did I delete? Delete textures, yeah. So we can throw these back in. And like, whoops. Because I don't think I'm deleting these guys. If I am, no, I'm not. Okay, so these need to be deleted here. And there should be still issues. The other one will be in here. Yep, you. And like this. Nope. There's more apparently. Let's think. What else did I delete? So this looked pretty similar. I just moved them down. We create the bodies last, so I'm deleting them first, which I don't think is an issue. What about this? Yeah, we're deleting the extra arrays, which I completely missed on. Actually, I should look at the call stack and see where we're at. But I think it's in the queue deletion stuff. Where exactly are we? VMA, okay. No, it's not. It's after the queue. And it's saying that the stuff, or what's the error again? Call stack, unfreed, dedicated allocation found. So yeah, something's not freed. And it's some kind of Vulkan thing, so it's like some buffer or something like that that I've missed. This isn't as like baffling as yesterday because I got completely confused yesterday. It turns out all my texture deleting code was pretty fragile because the texture deleting code actually gets deleted only properly when you actually run the frame, because the presentation actually moves stuff to the deletion queue if the texture has been marked for deletion. If you don't even get to the presentation function, then deleting textures breaks on close, which, yeah, there's a whole thing. That's what I got confused with yesterday. But yeah, now we're just missing something. I'm afraid the problem is we need let's think how to do this. 1 moment, let's take off a hoodie. Need to add some cool need to add some different music. I think I'm stuck in Ratchet and Clank music again. I mean, it's not a complaint. This is actually a really good song, but Yeah, we need to mix it up a bit. It is on random. Wow. Feels like I've only been streaming for like 10 minutes. Apparently it's 40. 40-ish. Right, what are we doing? GPU texture, sampler. It could be just as simple as the stuff in this. Yeah, I should check this first. This is something I've... Ah, yeah, there's another texture here. I forgot about this texture. Okay, and I think that's just order change. No, that's correct. Yeah, I think we're getting a loop. Let me fix YouTube's playlist again. This doesn't happen. I swear it happens like... It's like happened more frequently today. So for some reason in YouTube playlists, occasionally you get the same 3 songs playing over and over again on shuffle mode. Which technically could be random. There we go, finally. But I doubt it is. Okay, let's try again. Yo, there we go, that's what it was. So I do actually need the textures on deletion, but I can't test that without the presentation queue. So now we have a, on Windows at least, a application that closes. Right, I'm just going to test this in the release as well. Let me just do that again as well. So, boop, everything's good. So release is important to check because it might not be correct what we've done. And that's because stack frames like that are much smaller. They're very aggressively shrank down. So dangling pointers that you get in debug mode that work don't work anymore in release. And so, you know, stuff like that. Some other stuff. It's unfortunate when you get a release-only bug, but you know, if I do plan on releasing this one day, then release needs to work. I can't have it in debug. Yeah. And what's the positive of compiling? Oh yeah, I forgot to change this to threaded. I might look that up while we're compiling. So yeah, you can change Visual Studios to run in right, so build options, run in threaded mode. I don't know if this is generic, meaning I set it up once and it stays like that. Although I need to set it up in CMake. I don't know off the top of my head. I can't do it now, but it looks like it's tools. Maybe I can. Maybe I can just check. Options. All settings. Yep. And project and solution. Project and solution. It's in alphabetical order, I think. I know it's not. Languages are. And then build and run. Okay, so very nice. Collision detection is working still. Very cool. And no asserts. Fantastic. That's great news. Okay, so let me change what I was on. Where was it? Options. So maximum number of parallel projects, 12, sure. Always build. Yeah, sure. Yeah, thread. How do I change the threading now? Okay, so this is completely useless. Okay, so it is a project build, project settings. So that's 100% likely to be a Visual Studio, a CMake thing. Oops, clicked the wrong thing. And where is this? Project and solution. This will be all configurations. Where is the threading thing? I don't see the same options. So maximum concurrent compilation. Okay, so yeah, let me just check if I can find it. If I can't find it soon, I'll just move on to refactoring a bit. Code generation. Tempted to go on WhatsApp and see if my friend's available to, because he would know this like instantly. Okay, let's type in thread or something. Nope. Thread. Come on. Multi. I don't think that's it. Right. It can't be any of the rest. What are the chances that it's like the manifest? Yeah, unlikely. XML documentation. I'm not even gonna check. Nope. Build step. All right, let's just forget it. It's not that important. I'll look it up later. I want to do dev stuff on stream, really. Close this, because I accidentally opened that. Okay, so next step is to clean up the duplicated code that's just grown in this file. I noticed this earlier. I started to clean it up, but I hadn't actually finished everything, so I'm over to debug now, so I can actually debug stuff if it goes wrong. The problem with just pulling all this out was the pathing got confused, and I hadn't quite cracked it. So we have two different paths that need to be updated based on this variable that we create. Because if I go inside this current directory, we actually change the working directory of the application. So why do we do that again? Okay, question. If I just send in the whole path like this, instead of just the file name, I delete all this, that would be nice. Does that work? Yeah, there's stuff like that I need to delete as well. No, but I'm suspicious that the current working directory is messing this up. Yes, there's another one down here somewhere. Because I give it the whole path, I don't really care afterwards. I think the working directory should be the application. What next? Okay, there's another one. No, I can't find the file for some reason. And that's because I'm just going to update the debug solution just to see if that's it, but I doubt it. And I'm just going to see if I can simplify this down a little bit so it's less... Because if I can just avoid doing some stuff in code, that's always a good idea. The build assets, let's just make sure it's there first. Okay, so these are that's duck and rock, which is the only thing I'm using and debug. I need both of these. Go into build, models. Oh no, duck and rock, it's there. I'll just override them anyway. And we have debug now. Now I'm 9,000% sure this is not going to work, but could not find file. Interesting. Because you do a lot of like copying, which I want to. Okay. That might be why. Let me try this again. I'm changing the current directory and I didn't even see it because I was looking at the compilation errors. Okay, so that's another one. Let me try this again. So we're not changing the current directory to the base file. I don't want to do that. I literally just want to say, here's the path to the file, bro. And this as well. Yeah, I'm going to do that instead. A lot of the stuff that I was doing earlier was to extract stuff from the command line. And because I'm not really doing that anyway, we don't need to do a lot of this. This is not used. This is not used. Don't use this then. And yeah. We have scratch allocator and pointers. So that just simplifies the code. And there's less stuff happening. So that technically it's faster. It's not always the case, but I need to delete it for here as well. This is the thing that I'm going to roll into its own function. Get rid of these. We just need the model path for both. And don't need to change the working directory back because we never changed it to begin with. And whoa. Oh, I hate it when that happens. Bloody double click. Deletes the file. Deletes a whole line. It selects a whole line. My mouse sometimes double clicks. And I end up deleting stuff. So let's have a look. Yep. Okay, cool. Let's start grouping code together. And the first thing I need to do is make a function, but first let's figure out what I want the function to be. I want it to just return this. And I wonder if I can throw all this in. Do I need... Okay, I'm going to be a bit ambitious here and just say that If I can take out the code that does the model walking. Stop. No, we need the node hierarchy, which is a stack variable at the moment. So if I made this all member variables, that would be fine. Let me see how would this work. So scene. So I kind of want to take everything up to here out to its own function and see if I can get away with it. I'm going to call it model setup. And return the variable. Yes, oops. Sorry, I kind of was thinking and my hands did something different. My brain was... No, we don't want that first thing. Alright, we'll just copy it anyway. Okay, so you can see I already kind of started to do this. I don't know if you even need to do that anymore, so... yeah, so this will reduce the code quite substantially. Do not repeat yourself. It's a good acronym. Even Casey Moratori, who is a OPP hater, oops, that's not right, even says that the object-oriented solid pattern, do not repeat yourself, the D in that is actually good. The rest can go. Right. Throw that in there. Obviously that's going to cause all sorts of issues if I don't do this. And need model path, that is true. Const jar model path. You on the other hand, why don't you exist? I probably typed it in wrong. Yeah, I got the T and the F mixed up as usual. Okay, so here is the plan. We do all this crap. We store the final matrix. We run this at the beginning of every single loop. I don't think it matters about anything else. We just need to delete these at the right time, that's all. When are these deleted actually? That's a good question. Because that is... yeah, they're here. CGCF. So that actually deleted at the end of the function. Same with this. Okay, so that's fine. So I'm just trying to see if there's any complications here. So the complicated part will be the fact that I'm loading like samplers and images before I do that in the other code. But let's go with this for a minute. I've already made these member variables. What else? Okay, so image needs CGLTF data. And is that it for these things? So yeah, node count, obviously we're going to move all this out because this is duplicated again. I think we're good. We just need to delete them at the right time and not initialize them twice. Cool. I think this is a good plan. Let's obviously this struct's now going to get bigger, but we're now just going to reduce code, so I think it's a win overall. All right. So we should now start attacking everything. So for now, what I'm going to do is not worry about... No, it's fine. I'll worry about both. It's more important that I delete the right stuff now. So I don't want this. I want model is true. So we need this to be ran here. So set up model, take in model path, and it returns the CGLTF data thing, and is equal to this, and then CGLTF pointer underscore D, right? The rest, so anything that isn't that, sampler, yes, we have samplers here, these are unique, that could be deleted. Mesh draw, we'll leave that for a minute. This gets deleted, this gets deleted. Navigating through the parents gets deleted. These for loops, I think this is the for loop that gets deleted. Could be wrong. No. Let's see. No, it's stuff inside here, so let's delete things slowly. We delete this for sure. We don't want this anymore, and we don't want this. Oh, we need final matrix, which I think we can just set. Scratch allocator is now a pointer. I'll fix that in a minute. Let me where's final matrix set? So this needs to be deleted. So we need a final matrix. Mat4 final matrix. Needs to include some CGLT. Oh, we've already got it. Perfect. So that should be everything that I care about deleted. Okay, so when we initialize this, I'm not entirely sure what we should do with it. I don't know if that should be left. So this needs to be a reference to the scratch allocators, and anything dot scratch needs to be changed to a pointer. Let's go through. That's confused at the moment because we haven't actually deleted stuff from here, which I'll do now. Okay, so definitely delete the setup model, needs to be assigned here. Model path. Okay, this gets deleted. This is never used anyway. These two get deleted. Again, I'll leave this here. These get deleted. This gets deleted. Final matrix. Yeet isn't deleted. I'll just do exactly what I did last time. Delete this. Get rid of this. And at that level, we don't use local matrix anymore. Do we use the current node? Don't think we use either of these. Right, okay, so that's deleted now. And final matrix is set up. Yep. Okay, so allocator reference is now not anything because it's a pointer. Because it needs to be pointing to the fact that we've done something. Okay, so yes, this is correct. This is shutting down. That's a local variable, which is chill. I should see. Hopefully, I've deleted loads of lines of code here, because that is the duplicated code across the both. Right, so let's just see it all break. And, okay, we've got errors at the wazoo. So node is unidentified, okay. We're just missing stuff in headers. We need, what do we need here? Node, CGLTF, this. I hope I can just slap this in here without any collisions, but we'll see. Usually put this at the top. No, at the bottom. That's the rule I went by. Okay, so it does know what node is. And yes. This is template errors for you folks in Visual Studios. You would be surprised. You'd be like, hang on a minute, these errors look convoluted, but they've been much worse in the past. Anyway, let's see. Hopefully we don't get any linker errors because of. So final matrix hides. Yes, we need to get rid of this. This hides that. And oh yeah, that's true. Derb. It's making local variables instead of final variables. There's final matrix. Yes, that is. Yeah, delete that. Possible data loss. Delete anyway. Don't really care about that. So these set up in vertices, these are not set up multiple times, are they? No. Okay. So 720 lines to remove duplicated code. Okay, so let's watch things break as they will usually do. Okay, it doesn't compile. What am I missing? Oh, must return a value. That would be a good thing to do. CGLTF data. Cool. Let's try again. I doubt that's. Nope, that is the only error. So this hides previous. Let's have a look. Right, okay, so that isn't an issue, but I will just change it to POS for now. In fact, I'll just delete it. It's fine. Double conversion to float. Okay. Let's see what we get after that. Allocator was null. Hi Al, 123. But how is he programming in Windows for Vulkan? You can program in Windows for Vulkan. You just download the standard development kit for Windows, and then you're off. Same with Linux. Just do the same old thing. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, so we got a crash because the allocator was not set. Or something like that anyway. So let's just check this. We are setting up everything. So the allocator was null. In what? Or is it just the title? Yeah, Vulkan's available on. It's lower level than operating system. It's a graphics API that the graphics card manufacturers program for us to use, basically, in the graphics drivers. And then we're provided an interface into that, and then we do the graphics. So it's load model, set model. So it doesn't like this. Oh, I'm an idiot. I just made a silly mistake. Oh, I've forgotten the size of the arrays now. Let's just go back a little bit. Alright. Now, the mistake I made was deleting too much. I need to initialize the arrays that I'm going to use. There we go. Perfect. And then, obviously, fix the return type again. That is just a noob error. So now we should have arrays that have allocators, which means they can actually do something. Oh, I only know it from Linux. Yeah, no worries. This is now... So you didn't like it when I pushed to image with... Oh, I've deleted the initialize image, obviously. And let's do that as well. Int it, allocator, and I don't remember the variables, so is this push? Yes. Alright, so there we go. And we should be good there. Yeah, it's part of the reason I am actually programming Vulkan is because I can use this on Linux. Cool. Right, let's see if everything looks good. I'm checking the collision again. Right. Let's do the usual. Cool. So everything kind of worked. And we don't have things freed properly, which is fine. Because that tells us basically, we were basically in the place, it just, we move stuff around. So stuff has been moved around in a way that it's now not deleted in the right order, so we shall fix that. And give that a go as well. So I wonder what I've missed. Right, okay, so I've moved stuff around and it worked before. We delete, okay, so this is the thing, we've just let's see, okay, so image, let's just check images is deleted. Yes. Image only exists when it's it's a real model. Same with this. What about you? I deleted that. This should be only for like this. We can't delete something that doesn't exist. It was never allocated, so that's part of an allocation error that would have happened. Because we deleted that. What have we got? In here, yeah, let's look at this. I think we need to exclusively stay in this function because this tells us exactly what we aren't deleting. Oh, this is always allocated here. I think this is exclusively for if you have a sampler. Yes, which, okay, so this shouldn't be here. Oh, and okay. I don't know, yeah, okay, so it's, okay, that was a mistake. Fixed. This I don't think is ever used in this function. I don't know if I should save this, it just seems a bit pointless. No, I guess I'll save it, otherwise I'll, if there's no cost to it, I'll put this in the, I'll put this as a member variable, and we shall just have it initialized to that. Current buffer. So, yep, that's fine. Get rid of this. That's fine. That's fine. And then we want to do this. Okay. That's chill. Scratch allocation. We have node, stack, whatever. Has matrix. Current node. Nope. This is all deleted at the right time. No. Okay. I wonder if we delete the, what is it called? The data, yeah. Did we do this earlier? No. Okay. Can't quite tell. Okay, we can do this. This will be like a bit of a hack, but we can check if it's the models or the colliders or both, which will give us some information. So these are the colliders. So we're just going to do the colliders. I'm more likely to assume that the colliders work, so I'm going to go with that. And if they work, then we're all good with that. And they don't, because an index buffer is not freed. Or is it double? Oh, okay, yeah, we're trying to bind a buffer. That's fine. This is going to be trickier than I thought. I can't just do that because we're actually trying to display models that I'm trying to create here, so... what is this even doing at this point? I mean, we're not even in the... Right, let's think. Okay, I'm just going to remove this because it's just kind of silly. It's like, I'm not even using this anymore. And we're arg1 in not main doesn't make any sense. Alright, that's cleaned up. Magic number's not ideal, but I don't really know how to deal with the fact that I want to implement. I need to increment as we go. I could do pushback, but... Anyway, distracted. Okay. We are getting close. The code is looking a lot cleaner, even if we don't make much progress. beyond this point, which I think we will, but I just need to figure out what the heck I've missed in deleting. Okay, so I'm gonna simply do a, what is it called? A comment out strategy, where I comment out stuff and then just see where it's used. Load GLTF. So I believe these three are pretty easy to find. And they're inted and shutdowns in the right place. Okay, that was done twice, but that'll never happen for... So we got shutdown here, we got shutdown here. I mean, we could put those in functions and delete. But it is a small variable. So vertices, mesh draw, we delete that, I think. Shut down 100%, no matter what. And we have vertices. Okay, hang on. Vertices is used on a match case here. What? Now I want to find this guy. Match case. Okay, so IntelliSense is not helping me at all here. I think the music stopped. Right, I don't really not that fond of that's this song. You know what I'll listen to? Like some like Zelda music. I don't know what though. I've never owned a mainstream, apart from handhelds. I've never owned a. This'll do. Nintendo console, like until I basically never grew up with it. I own an N64 now, but I never had that as a kid. I don't think there was just... I feel like Nintendo back then was just not as popular in Europe. I could be completely off base with that, but I swear the Americas and Japan had Nintendo consoles. We just didn't have them as much. I could be completely wrong there, but... I don't know if anyone's in Europe has any idea. Especially early on, like the Nintendo Entertainment System, I think barely came up in Europe in the early days. Like America likes to say, like, what is it, 1983 or something was the day the video game industry collapsed. Yeah, in America, we were fine. That was Americans' problem. We had our own industry at that point, completely independent from Atari collapsing. I think Japan was fine as well. It was only America that decided to implode its video game industry at that point. Yeah, 'cause the first console I ever had was the Sega Mega Drive. Obviously, there were Super Nintendos back then. But I just don't... I think both were just not that popular. What was more popular back then, I think, were 8-bit and 16-bit computers. So, I think if you're a gamer, it would be more common than it would be in Europe. In the Americas, to own a Sinclair Spectrum for the 8-bit, or like a 16-bit Commodore 64 or something. And just play on a cassette tape instead of having a SNES. An SNES. A NES. Play Manic Miner on a Sinclair Spectrum or something. Why Atari imploded in 1983. I think it's 1983 the video game crashed in America. But I have to say, I think arcades were just as popular here as they were in America. I wasn't around for that, but from what I've heard from both sides of the aisle, both seem to be as popular as each other. Right. Yeah, because I have a friend who's like in his... I think he's in his mid-40s. And his like nostalgic console was the... what is it called? The Archimedes Acorn. I think that's what it's called, or that's the company. I can't exactly remember. But it was like some Archimedes thing. And he played games on that. Rather than like the Nintendo Entertainment System. Because I don't think that was a thing, really. That might be... That might predecede. I don't exactly know my computer history that well, so... I don't exactly know when different computers came out when. Where is this error? I have to admit, this is very melancholy music. It's nice, but it's like it's a bit sadder than I expected it to be. No, I've never played this game. Breath of the Wild. Like I said, I've never owned a Switch 1 or 2. Is that what it's from? Where's this song from? Hopefully it's different tracks. We just don't get the same music. I've just got kind of sick of listening to Dynasty Warriors 2 and 3. It's not a shutdown model, I don't think. What object is not being destroyed? Oh, I hate it when I do this, when I move something around and it produces like a hard to catch bug. This is kind of duplicated as well, now I think about it. Like the actual indexing code. Okay, good. Got different tracks. I'll leave that for now because it's not that long for this anyway. It's like a couple of lines. And it'd be kind of a pain to pull out. Let's see. We allocate this here. Do we need to allocate? No, we allocate it once. Yeah, that makes sense. It's got to be something here that I've just missed. Right, I'm just going to go through every single variable here and just make sure that if it's local on the stack that it's not doing something permanent, if that makes sense. Okay, so all these are blue. Is it trying to save something? Local matrix? No. Your parents. We go through the hierarchy. We build the hierarchy. This, I think, might be tripping me up. Because it is shut down. And this gotta be used in 2 different places. Vertices. I'm gonna ignore that because I keep seeing that over and over again. What's this vertices used for? Insert vertices. Yeah, what? This might not be needed. Obviously this doesn't work. Okay, this is a bit of a pointless array that literally allocates something and doesn't do anything, just fills up space. Alright, cool, that's an easy fix. That will improve load times, I guess, since I'm not doing that anymore. That's a holdover from when I was debugging GLTF loading, obviously. Oh, yeah, this is important not to have in here. Because, let's just make sure I got the other two. Yes, true, and... no. Scroll down further. False, yes, that's what I wanted to see. Okay, so moving forward. Do you only code on live stream? No. I actually code more off stream. Like yesterday, I found that I found most of the things I fixed that I was struggling with yesterday. This morning, I kind of just blasted through them. So it's like a good mix. I feel like I was thinking about this today actually. It's like would I be more productive if I streamed more or streamed less? And I think it's a good balance to have like a mix so I can concentrate on something other than like I don't know. Let's just say I want to study threading, for example, for like 3 hours. I can do that. Because that I mean I could do it on stream. I could do what I want on stream really, but I would prefer generally to like kind of work on stuff that you can see me coding on stream. Just because I think it's more interesting just to look at rather than me like reading a book. You know, like slowly scrolling through a PDF and writing notes. So that's generally what I'm going for. And if I need to do stuff off stream, I will. And I do, yeah. So stuff that you send me as well, like if someone sends me in chat like a resource, I read it off stream as well. So there's a bunch of stuff I do off stream, coding wise, because I don't think I'd put in enough. I wouldn't put enough hours into this if I didn't do that. Yeah, it does. Taking a note takes a load of time. So it would be a long... well, I would make progress in studying terms, but as you're familiar, if you have taking notes takes forever. dummy renderer. Okay, so am I deleting this at the right time? Samplers really shouldn't be... I should only be... Am I initializing this? Yeah, this should be in here as well. Because I don't think in the collider code I even have... Yeah, I don't have textures at all by design. Yeah, you study 5 plus net. Yeah, it's great. That's a good amount of time. That's a really good amount of time, actually. I'm very fresh in this field. Yeah, just keep it up. That's 5 hours is great. You can see I've been a bit all over the place with my time at the moment. I did 5 hours yesterday, 3, 2, 3, 6, 5, 2. So yeah, I've been thinking about I need to up my time in general. It's been a bit low. I've been a couple of 2 hours, which isn't good. I'm definitely going to try and hit 5 today. But I've noticed that my quality of my time that I've been putting in has increased because of the live streams. It's hard to fake what I'm doing. No, not fake. Click around on Discord and start scrolling, for example, is not something I'm going to do on stream. So I'm definitely more focused. I think I'm making the time I'm putting in is high quality. Because there's a pressure there. There's a pressure to perform, which is good and bad. I can get too stressed about that type of thing sometimes, but yeah, fixed out. Yeah, 5 hours daily would be good. Yeah, that's what you want to be hitting. So, yes, for studying as well. Making the shift to like when I was studying a book, it was easier. I'm not saying it's easy to study 5 hours, by the way, or 5 hours plus. I just remember finding it easier when I was doing like the starting from basics, like going over the basics again in Vulkan. Just because my goals were extremely clear. Like it's not always clear what you end up doing. Like what you should be doing. Oh, for goodness sake. This is killing me. Oh, that was it. Oh my goodness. I thought I didn't fix it and I did. Okay, so yeah, these 3 resources are only allocated when we're doing a model. The only thing that's actually needs to be deleted is mesh draws, which is actually quite close. And these 2 buffers, which do exist. And we deleted some code, so which is great. Okay. No, yeah, that's it's hard without breaks for sure. Right, so get rid of this. We have image samplers, node parents, final matrix, pointers, boolean at the bottom. That's 4, 4, 8, 8, 32. I don't exactly know where to put the arrays, but these can go together at least. Oh no. Put that back. I'll put the final matrix above. Just in case. It's not that important if it's bigger. These are all the same size, which is nice. I will named buffer, keep the parents. Oh god. Like this. Okay. And mesh draws is, how big is this? This is, I think it's pretty big, so I'll leave it at the top. Move it there though. Move it down. This struct is 32-bit aligned. Okay. Yeah. That's the final matrix, which needs to be per model. I can't really get around that. If I'm gonna not duplicate code. Alright, let's do this in release again. I'm going to clean up a little bit more code and then push. I swear things move a little bit faster. Yeah. Maybe that's the speed they actually should move. Okay. Yes. We are deleting everything properly. What else did I want to do? Apart from that. Because I think, as far as I can tell, we are ready to move to Linux and debug that. So I might do a short Linux stream. I don't know how that's going to go, because I don't know if this microphone even works on Linux. Don't know. That is definitely the next thing that needs to be done though. Because I haven't been on Linux in a while. Okay. Let me think about what to do, because streaming wise. Do I want to stay on Windows for now and try and get rid of some warnings maybe, and then tomorrow we do Linux? That is potentially a good idea. Oh yeah, we need to fix this before we do anything. This is terribly named. So my question before I continue though is, yeah, let's go back to this briefly. I would need to do this anyway before I pushed. I forgot this existed. I'm wondering if I can reduce this down, because that would be nice if I can use the reference more than once and therefore reduce lines of code. But I don't know if this is legal. No. What is it? This? Yes. And delete 2. Okay, right. Now this is only going to not work on deletion. Oh no, it's good. Cool. Handy. Right. So the pattern needs to be followed, but I can use half the variables. And that does offer the question then, can I use less sphere settings? Or is that tied? Because that would be nice if I'm doing everything correct now. You just reduce the amount of objects that we're going to be using. I don't know how far we can take this. So we're using the same body settings. Yeah. Okay. Nice. That's handy too. That makes everything better again. Let's get rid of this and this. Okay. Right. Let's rename this to, I don't know, rock sphere. That's not how renaming works. Rock sphere settings. And this is, for now, dock sphere settings. And rock. And then change that to rock as well. And do the same for this guy, just dock instead. This is also for my sanity in the future, as if you don't name your variables very well, people won't know what the hell was going on, which includes you, by the way, in 6 months. I don't mean you watching this in chat, I'm referring to myself. If you poorly name all your variables, good luck to yourself in 6 months. That's all no, position does need to be converted. We likely don't need to do this. Let's delete some stuff we don't need to do, which just technically speeds everything up. By a fraction, by the way. I don't think the compiler is that smart to work out that we don't need to do an identity matrix, because we're going to update it at runtime. Okay. Let's build that with the name change. I'm going to leave this position 1, 2, and 3. I don't think... Yeah. Yep. Okay. We have done that, which is nice. That's a nice cleanup. Let's just see main. Is there anything to do here, cleanup wise? I think everything's named apart from a couple of things that are called cube, which isn't a big issue because we're gonna. Yeah, I do need to move this out. This is. Yeah, create a cube map that just creates a texture. Yeah, move this to a place that makes sense. Let's try and figure out where to put that. I'm thinking, because this is some GPU. Is this doing any Vulkan stuff? The problem is we have how to load textures in the load GLTF code. In the load model class, I kind of just threw it here. So there isn't like a load functions class, a load skybox stuff. Maybe there should be a whole file for this. Let me think. Because it would be nice to clean up main a bit, even if it's just a little bit. I do want to check something when I go to load GLTF. Let me go to my GitHub briefly. So this project is my again, this is just for people who are watching for the first time. This game engine is linked in the description, so I'm just going to visit that now. It's called Void. And yes, thank you for anyone who's started my project. It's very much appreciated. And followed me on GitHub. I don't exactly know what either do, but very much appreciate the support. Okay, so I want to check graphics. Low gltf.cpp is okay. So we've lost over nearly 120 lines there. So it's about 100 lines considering the header file has got bigger. But overall, that's a win. You know, removing 100 lines from the source code while only making a struct bigger, which I doubt has big performance overhead issues. Especially if I've made it a line 32 bytes. So yeah, if you do want to check out what I've done, you know, just feel free. Just be aware that anything I'm doing in these streams recently are in the space branch. So because we are 21 commits ahead. Hi CK, how you doing? I integrated ODE physics into my engine. It's so much simpler than Jolt. Also, I tried Jolt, but didn't understand why its setup is so heavy. ODE. Sorry, you said OD, not OBE. Let's have a quick look. ODE GitHub. I'll have a quick gander at that. Open Dynamic Engine. I'll just quickly look at this. Interesting. Oh, okay. Seems cool. Yeah, what I've done with Jolt, actually, I've kind of bastardized it a bit based on what you just said. It's I've actually deleted a bunch of source code from that project and I compile it myself. So I compile that source code into my code with a vastly reduced surface area. It is a bit awkward, I have to admit. I have struggled to get things to work. But it does promise things to be threaded, so... yeah, as you can see, I edit the code because I want to see what's going on. So, fixed all the crash on close issues. And, yeah, and refactored a little. Right, so yes, we have more deletions than insertions, which is fantastic. We'll push that up. And I don't think there is much to do on Windows now. The thing is, the stream will be like 20 minutes on Linux if I do this. Screw it. Let's do a test Linux stream, eh? So I'm gonna have to leave this stream and then come back online. We'll see how that goes. Because I need to debug Linux. We have so many. Let's just grab this. Put this in my shared folder. So I'm gonna leave stream now, and if I don't come back online, it's because I couldn't get it to work. So fingers crossed, you see me briefly back online again. But on Linux, and we'll be debugging that with make and all our CMakiness. Okay, so I shall see you shortly.